What is something that men are praised for doing, but it's actually the bare minimum? Being nice to people they don't find attractive. This is such a major one. Taking care of their own kids. Doing housework. Cooking. My brother refers to raising his own children as babysitting, and it drives me up the F-wall. They're yours. You don't babysit your own kids, unless you're generally a lazy, uninvolved sack of shit. When he does that, tell him it's so nice to take care of kids that are not his, and to have forgiven his wife. And when he shows surprise, explain that babysitting is for other people's kids. Oh, I call him out on his bullshit all the time. But it's a job is his go-to response, which results in me tearing him a new one. It goes in one ear, and out the other. F moron, him, not you. For respecting women. I heard it so many times it's hard to count. It's always he is such a good husband he never hits me like sweetheart. He should never hit you. My mom's favorite thing about my abusive dad is he lets me go places whenever I want. And thinks it's a gift, and not a human right to be able to leave the house. Doing housework. It bugs me how many men believe they're doing you a favor when they help around. I can't stand it when people ask if my husband helps me with the kids or housework. It's not helping me, it's doing your share of the work to keep this house running. I shouldn't have to ask him to do anything around the house. Nobody asks me. It's really hard to do, but I try my best to axe help from my vocabulary in this context. He's not helping, like I'm the manager and he's my assistant. There's no other substitute for the word itself. But that dynamic can't be in my home. Getting me a drink refill while he's up is helping me. Clearing snow off my car is helping me. Doing his half of the home upkeep is his job and his responsibility. He's not doing me a favor. He's doing the work he's supposed to do. Caring for a sick partner. This is why I ended my last relationship. We had many problems, but the penny really and truly dropped for me when I was at a low point with Crohn's disease and asked him to come sit with me and offer me a bit of comfort. He said I'm not in the mood to cuddle and locked himself in his room and played video games for the rest of the night and saw no issue whatsoever with why that hurt me. Lack of basic empathy and such a red flag. He answered your texts. Normal. He introduced you to his friends. Normal. He makes plans to see you and he communicates. Normal. Women need to stop being impressed by the bare minimum. We can't help but being impressed when we are so used to not receiving it, even to the point of being suspicious when we do receive it. Several years ago I was talking to my colleague on the phone. He's a busy GP with 3 children. I could hear little voices in the background, and he said he was babysitting. I replied, surprised, "Gosh, that's lovely of you to look after someone else's on your day off. How many and have you got them at their house or yours?" And he admitted sheepishly they were his children. He squirmed when I stated you don't babysit your own kids. You're my idol for saying that to him. Taking care of a child. No man should be put on a pedestal for taking care of his child. I love my brother, and I'm so glad he does it. But his in-laws act like he deserves the Nobel Prize for changing a diaper, and it's infuriating. Meanwhile, as an oldest sister, I was expected to change diapers at age 12. There's a reason Jimmy Neutron is based on a boy and not a girl. It's a really funny show. Based on the premise alone, a young boy genius constantly invents new things and creates a wave of problems with each invention, ranging from an alien invasion to a robot takeover. Each episode he ends up solving the problem with another invention, and looks like a hero each time. Signed Vortex accurately points out Jimmy Neutron is actually the main villain and the creator of all of these problems, and only appears intelligent because he solves the messes he creates, thus taking away the star power from the real smart person. Signed Vortex, who does not ever trigger an alien invasion into Earth. A long time ago Seth MacFarlane made a joke about how the United States will soon be fighting Syrian terrorists because it creates its enemies every 5 to 10 years by arming and funding them first. I think national security is easily the area men are overpraised for. Every problem we are dealing with was started by men with major egos and really bad perceptions about where their actions would lead. For example, Bush meets with Taliban in White House just a few months before he accuses them of attacking the World Trade Centers. Literally any situation where they're helping or caring for someone other than themselves. Hell, they even get points for caring for themselves. OMG, I went over to his house and it was clean. Loyalty, including proper conduct on social media. Men who don't follow baddies/X things are framed as saints because it's so common for dudes to be in relationships but cultivate an feed of soft pronoun and then expect their GF to be okay with it. Additionally, when men can cook a meal, bake something, do laundry, including folding it, they are treated as though these things are really remarkable skills for an adult. Treating women like people. Harder, treating women they don't find attractive like people. Parenting their own children in any way that doesn't involve anger/punishment. Not F-raping women. I want to scream every time I read a post from a man who humble brags about not having taken advantage of a drunk attractive, because this is always so important to mention, woman. Or a woman who praises her male partner for having stopped during sex when she said she didn't like something he did. And then you have the entire comment field joining in praising these men to the skies, telling them what amazing, wonderful and kind men they are. It's absolutely appalling. What the fuck? This sums up not all men move. Like bruh, even a few men is a problem. Being loyal and not cheating, doing housework and helping with domestic tasks, not being terrible. Sticking around for the kids they chose to have. Respecting a woman's choice or anyone's choice for that matter. Simply existing. Treating women with basic respect. For not being blatantly terrible, he paid for my dinner, didn't follow me home, or murder me. Prince Charming. Obviously. Been dating a lot recently and yes, I get praised for not acting like a garbage human being like all the time. Hoopty fucking do. There have been times I'm really grateful my boyfriend doesn't police the way I dress or choose to wear my hair or my weight. I know it's the bare minimum, but I've seen women around me being told awful things by their so just for wearing the clothes they like, cutting their hair, this is a big one, or for gaining weight. Basic hygiene like washing their asses, wearing deodorant and brushing their teeth. Asking for consent, like, it's literally below the bare minimum. Consent is sexy, my guys. The fact that consent is even considered sexy is a sign of how low the goddamn bar is. Millimeters, oh, wow. Basic respect, how risque. Much fireworks, ooh la la. In the same way, I'm not getting hot and bothered by a dude wiping his consent and a wiping are both baseline human behavior. No ticker tape parade for being human. Anything that is deemed typically feminine in society, like taking care of their damp fingernails or skin mayo. Washin they. Taking care of their own kids. I feel like people view that as strictly a mother's job, and when they see a dad do it, I hear things like, wow, your wife is so lucky, or I wish my husband helped out more, you're so great. It's crazy. Men are just as equal when it comes to parenting as women, and shouldn't be getting special recognition for it. Being a hands-on dad, women are expected to map out and organize pretty much most, if not all aspects of their child's life. Being honest with women. Treating them like a human being and not like an object. The dishes. God yes. It's like we're asking them to shoot off their dick. Every dude I've ever lived with, dad, brother, husband, all the same childish complaining and temper tantrums. There should be a study done on why they hate the dishes so much. Maybe we can change to dish soap scent from citrus breeze with lavender to gunsmoke and repression or something to get through their mental block. Not deceiving women to get sex. Honestly everything lol. If they're the breadwinner they get praise. Being a single dad. Chores. Watching their kids. I feel like it's all expected of women to do the homemaking. But they don't share the praise even if they work and do all the housework or are the breadwinner. My mom always makes a big deal about my husband doing laundry, profusely thanking him each time. Drives me crazy because I don't think the bare minimum of caring for yourself/environment should get a gold star. I prefer to simply and briefly thank him for doing the laundry. just like we each do for basic home care, and leave it at that. I'm grateful for him being an equal partner, but not shocked and amazed. Doing anything that is a woman's job.